What if I told you one of the smartest moves in the Raleigh Triangle area right now isn't Cary, Apex, or Holly Springs, but Wendell? Today, we're talking about living in Wendell and Wendell Falls, North Carolina. And not just the surface level stuff, I'm breaking down the neighborhoods most people don't even talk about. And also what the median home prices actually look like in 2026, the lifestyle perks of each area, and how to strategically navigate buying or selling in this definitely shifting market. Stick with me to the end, because if you're relocating, timing and positioning matter more than ever. And I have a few communities in Wendell that no one is talking about, but they are definitely worth the look. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our weekly updates on all areas of the Raleigh-Durham Triangle. Now here's the thing, Wendell is no longer the maybe someday suburb. It's firmly in the conversation, but it still hasn't hit that overexposed phase like some of the western Wake County towns. And that window is exactly why newcomers are paying attention. 8 years ago, my family and I moved here from Southern California, sight unseen. We didn't have a house hunting trip, no extended scouting visit, which we let our clients know you definitely should do. We learned quickly what to do and what not to do when relocating to North Carolina. That's also why we started this channel, to be boots on the ground here every single day and help our clients' process become as frictionless as possible. We're not guessing, we're watching the permits, the price shifts, the new businesses opening, and how buyers are behaving in real time. That's important, and as we're doing this video in February of 2026, we are seeing builders with rates as low as 1.99% and fixed rates from 3.99%. But these programs are very expensive to the builders, and they definitely will not be around forever. So let's start with Wendell Falls, because that's usually the first name people recognize. Wendell Falls has matured. It's no longer just a master planned idea, it's a functioning, active lifestyle community. Median home prices in Wendell Falls typically sit higher than some of the older sections of Wendell, largely because you're paying for newer construction, amenities, and of course walkability. In 2026, you're generally seeing homes in the mid 400,000s to the mid 600,000s, depending on the size, builder, and lot type, with some larger or more upgraded properties pushing to that higher level. And the great thing about Wendell Falls are the builders you have, like Homes by Dickerson or Garmin, that have awesome floor plans that make moving here easy. But what makes Wendell Falls different isn't just the homes, it's the layout, it's the farmhouse clubhouse, the pools, the fitness center, the trails, Treelight Square with all the restaurants and retail. It's actually built around interaction. You can walk to coffee at Saunders Cafe, or you can meet a neighbor on the trails. You can have your kids ride bikes to the park or trails, or they can jump in the pool as us parents sit back and enjoy life with our friends. That lifestyle design is intentional. And now, with continued commercial growth around Treelight Square and the Collective taking shape nearby, convenience is definitely catching up. You have restaurants like Falls Local or Shogun Sushi, Don Vito's Mexican food, and Parkside Restaurant, which are great places to eat and places Brandy I and the family frequent often. That's a huge strategic factor and benefit for Wendell Falls. And of course, when commercial and residential growth sync up, property perception shifts quickly. But here's where most of the videos stop and where we're going to go deeper. If you're relocating and you want character without HOA heavy master planning, there are pockets of Wendell that deserve attention. There's communities just outside the Falls area, some with larger lots, some with more traditional layouts, and they often come in at a slightly lower median price point. In many of those neighborhoods, you may see the mid 300s to the low 500s, depending on age and the updates. And the neighborhoods you definitely want to look at are Tanner's Creek, Timberlake, and Anderson Farms. These are areas people overlook because they're not branded aggressively, but they definitely offer something different: space, less density, and sometimes lower HOA structures. For buyers navigating 2026 strategically, that balance between price, taxes, and amenities definitely matters. And let's talk market strategy for a second. 2026 is definitely not 2021. It's not the wild bidding war era. Buyers have a lot more leverage than they did a few years ago, especially with new construction right now. Like I said previously, builders are offering incentives again. Rate buydowns, closing cost assistance, design credits, you name it, they're offering it. And if you understand and know how to position your offer, you can definitely create long-term value in this suburb. And on the flip side, sellers definitely need to sharpen their pricing strategy. Overpricing in this environment doesn't create competition, it creates stagnation, which we've definitely seen. We're guiding sellers differently now than we did 3 years ago, and that's where local experience makes a difference to know the pulse of the market. And if you want our full buyer and seller relocation guide, comment guide below and we'll definitely send it right out to you to help make your move frictionless. And if you just want to get some updates on what's new in Wendell and Wendell Falls, like restaurants, price shifts, development, comment info and we'll get you that. We're here every day and we give monthly updates on what's happening and what we're seeing in real time. Now let's talk lifestyle beyond the master planned headlines. Downtown Wendell still holds on to its small town charm. It definitely has its seasonal events, community gatherings like the Wendell Market, which is our version of the farmers market, the July 4th fireworks show, the Pro Town BMX tour, which is super cool, the annual Harvest Festival, which you definitely don't want to miss out on, and the OG Fest trail ride, and the Wendell Wonderland, just to name a few. And then local shops like Carolina Brewing, the Bearded Bee, and Cat Daddy's are amazing. And you have great food like Everest Kitchen, Ash and Dill, and amazing meats at the Bello Butcher Shop. You also have to stop for the 1960s to 2000s candies at the general store or have some of their amazing scoop of ice cream, Hershey ice cream, and buy something that is definitely a Wendell original. Here, it just feels authentic. And that authenticity is something newcomers from large metro areas really appreciate. You're not just buying a house, you're buying into a rhythm of life, which Brandy and I definitely love. There's also something happening here that doesn't always show up in the stats: the social connectivity. Wendell has definitely leaned into community events in a way that makes it easier to meet people. For families relocating from out of state, especially from places like California, New York, Florida, or Texas, that social entry point definitely matters. Just this month that I'm actually filming this video, they have poker tournaments in Wendell, a 5K farmhouse walk, run and bike, family story time, trivia night, ABC Craft and Learn, which is just amazing for the kids. And this is just to name a few things that's happening in Wendell. And another factor that's very important is geography. Wendell's location, east of Raleigh, gives you easy access without the Western Wake County price tags. We have the I-64, the I-40, and the expanding I-540 corridor. And this commuting flexibility continues to improve. And as infrastructure catches up, perception shifts again. Accessibility fuels demand. And is there more traffic now than there was 5 years ago? Yes, of course. But you can still be in North Hills, Raleigh in 20 to 35 minutes on most days. Now let's address the elephant in the room: growth. Yes, there's more homes that are being built. Yes, like I said, traffic is increasing, but growth also brings grocery stores, awesome restaurants, medical offices, and awesome entertainment. It strengthens the tax base. It supports appreciation over time. The key is understanding where you are in that growth curve when you buy. That's why we always ask our clients, are you buying purely for today's needs, or are you thinking 5 to 10 years ahead and looking for a lifestyle? We believe lifestyle is even more important than the house. Wendell in 2026 feels like it's in that middle chapter, developed enough to offer amenities, but still expanding enough to present opportunity. Now let's talk about some lesser discussed neighborhoods newcomers should at least explore. Now some of these areas just outside of Wendell Falls with transitional pricing. They're smaller niche communities with semi-custom builders, or they even have certain pockets closer to the edge of Knightdale and Zebulon. These communities like the Grove at Wendell or Marshburn Landing by Meritage that are not always talked about, that still carry a Wendell address but offer slightly different dynamics in price and density. These are places that don't always show up in the flashy marketing, but they are definitely some amazing communities that you need to look at. And of course, the medium price ranges vary by pocket, but overall, Wendell remains more accessible than much of Carrier Apex, being $100,000 to $150,000 less expensive while still offering new construction options. And that value proposition continues to attract first-time buyers, move-up buyers, and even downsizers looking for manageable maintenance without sacrificing lifestyle. And the lifestyle here really does balance things well. They have trails, parks, sidewalks, gathering spaces, new dining options opening now and through 2026. And as the collective continues to build momentum, that momentum could be a major turning point for how people view Wendell long term. And let me ask you something. When you picture your next move, are you prioritizing walkability and amenities or space and price flexibility? Drop that in the comments. I'd love to know what matters most to you. But at the end of the day, living in Wendell and Wendell Falls in 2026 isn't about the hype. It's about balanced pricing, balanced growth, balanced lifestyle, and because we moved here sight unseen 8 years ago, we definitely understand the questions that keep all of our clients up at night when you're relocating. Questions like schools, commutes, community feel, resale potential. We've definitely walked through that uncertainty ourselves. And now we have the pleasure of helping families navigate it with clarity. And if you're thinking about making a move to Wendell or anywhere in the Triangle, we'd love to help you in your journey. My number is right here on the screen, so call, text, or email anytime. And if you're still in research mode, no pressure. Subscribe to get our weekly updates of suburbs all over Raleigh, and check our sister channel, Life in Raleigh, with hundreds of videos on suburbs, restaurants, schools, jobs, and so much more. Also, don't forget to click the link in the description box or comment guide for your free buyer and seller relocation guide. And until next time, I'll catch you on the next video.